Okay, so now that we kind of understand what the numbers mean with with our functions, we can do some combinations of transformations. So our first example here, um, we have a function f of x, and then what they're doing is they gave us a couple of transformations, and let's graph our new function. So what are we looking at here? When you have a negative in front of your f of x function, what does that negative mean again? We want to remember that that negative in front means it's a reflection across the x-axis. Now remember, if we had made the x negative inside the parentheses, that would be a reflection across the y-axis. So we're going to reflect this across the x-axis. And then we also have this x plus 2. So if you have inside with your x, you're adding or subtracting a number, that's a horizontal shift. This is that tricky x I talked about before. It looks like plus 2 to the right, but it's tricky. So we're actually going to have a horizontal shift 2 to the left. We go to the opposite direction of that sign. So basically, if you think about it, you have some specific points. Let me see if I can highlight them. Here, nope, there we go, here, 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 and here. We're going to take those 4 points, we're going to reflect it across the x-axis, and then shift it 2 units to the left. So if I were to take this point right here, reflecting across the x-axis, so I go 2 to get to the x-axis, then I go 2 across. So now I'm right here for my reflection across the x-axis, and then I have to shift 2 to the left, and I'm going to plot this point here at -6, -2. So I'm going to do that in blue. There's my reflection point. Then we're going to take our next point, we're going to reflect it across the x-axis, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then shift it 2 to the left. That gets us to -4, -4. And we're going to plot that point. Our next one, reflected across the x-axis, so it's 1, 2, 3 units to the x-axis, so we go 1, 2, 3 down, and then we have to shift 2 to the left, and we're going to end up right there at -3, -3. And then our last one, let's see, we're up here at a 7, so that's going to reflect all the way down to the -7, and it's going to go 2 units to the left, right there. And now we can draw in, just connect those right in a line. This is going to be our new function. It had a reflection across the x-axis and a horizontal shift 2 units to the left. All right, let's look at our next example. So we have a couple things going on here. First, the easiest one I notice is this +3 on the end. Any addition or subtraction is a horizontal or vertical shift. If it's off on the end of the function, that is a vertical shift, and it's very straightforward. We're going to shift up 3 units. So that's a vertical shift up of 3 units. And then the other thing we talked about, if you have a number in front of your f of x, that's going to be either a stretch or a compression. When that number in front is between 0 and 1, that is going to be a compression. Oops. There we go. And it's going to be a compression by a factor of 1/2. So let's identify the points we're going to shift again. So I'll highlight those with some dots. We're going to be able to shift these points. So let's do the compression first and then the shift up 3. I don't know why that seems easier to me. So the compression is it's a vertical compression, okay? So if I look at this first point, I can see that vertically off the x-axis, it's going up 2. So we're going to take this vertical and we're going to compress it by 1/2. So instead of going up 2, we're going to go up 1. From here, we're going to do a vertical shift up 3. 1, 2, 3, and this is going to be our new point at -4. What is that? +4. Maybe I'll use black right there. Okay, so let's do that again with our next point. Let's do the vertical compression first. So whatever this vertical distance is, we're going to cut it in half. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4. We cut it in half to 2. So now we're going to go up 2. That's our vertical compression. And then we have to shift up 3 units from here. 1, 2, 3. It's going to put us right there at -2, 5. All right, our next one, our vertical is up 1, 2, 3. We're going to cut that in half to go up 1.5. And from that 1.5, we go up 3 units. 1, 2, 3. And that puts us at 4.5. So -1, 4.5, kind of at that halfway point. Okay, our last one. What is this vertical distance? We're going to cut this in half. It goes all the way up to a 7. Half of 7 is 3.5. So from the x-axis, go up 1, 2, 3.5. And from there, you do your vertical shift up 1, 2, 3. And then this is our new, that was kind of a thick marker to do then, but that is our new graph after the combination of transformations.